Hi, everyone. It's Lydia with the Oneness Junkie podcast and YouTube channel. And today I'm here with a very special guest. I'm sitting here with Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. The weather's gorgeous today.
Oh, I know it is great, isn't it? Let's hurry up and get this podcast done so we can go get outside and enjoy it. So I want to share with y'all that I like to tell my guest whether or not I know the guest or not, or if I'm just getting to know the guest for the first time. And actually, I've known Lisa for more than 30 years. We actually went to high school together. So even though we may not have been very close in high school, we knew of each other. And then we reconnected at our 30-year reunion, and social media just happened to allow us to get connected and see a little bit more into each other's lives. And recently she reached out to me about connecting on LinkedIn, and we talked, and I found out what she was up to in the world. And I said, oh my gosh, let's get you on the podcast and tell everybody what the wonderful things that you're doing to help others is. So I want to ask you, Lisa, if you would just take a moment before we dive into who you're working with and what you're doing. I want them to get the audience to get to know you a little bit, like what's your background and stuff, so they can feel connected to this conversation. And then I'll get you to talk a little bit more about the nonprofit.
Okay, well, welcome and thank you so much. It was so great to reconnect and stay connected. Social media is a great tool and avenue to do that. So it feels like you mentioned we weren't that close in high school, but I'm thinking back like, yeah, we are that close. But it is because of social media. The world's actually gotten smaller. It's easier to remain connected and friends. So a little bit about me. I grew up in Bel Air, Texas. I'm a local Houstonian, moved away for a bit, lived in San Antonio, came back to the Houston area. And I recently partnered with this great nonprofit. Prior to that, I'd been a nonprofit because I absolutely love helping people. It's just a real passion. I always saw myself doing that. I'm one of seven. That means I have six other siblings. I've always been an active person that works out because I like the way it makes me feel. You got to be heart healthy on the inside out. That's really what matters. And kind of moving forward, I was able to partner with them and take my personal training to the Great Age Movement and get things going. A little bit more about me. I am an avid cyclist. I love riding my bike, and I do it and usually in group settings. So it's another high social interactive thing because it's very important to stay social, especially as we get older. Our family and kids and friends move off. So I love the cycling. And then it also just relates back to the Great Age Movement and what I'm able to bring to them with my cycling experience, my personal training, and also just my passion of wanting to help people.
That's something I really admire about you. I mean, even in high school, you were athletic, and then you've just totally you lived your whole life being an athlete, and then having your career be a part of that. And now, as you're starting to get closer to that older, we both just turned 55 this year, right? And so now we're in that second half of the seniors life, and now you're really helping the seniors to stay active and to see that life can be good even when you're older, and just having a little
Mhm.
bit of movement in your life, or a lot of movement if you feel like that's something you want to do, is something you're passionate about and helping to inspire others. And I love that, and that's why I wanted to have you on the show. So would you give us an idea of what the Great Age Movement is all about and just kind of describe it for us? And then I'll just have some questions for you after that.
Okay, a great question. And the Great Age Movement was founded by Fritz McDonald back in 2016, 2017. They were able to launch. He has a vision. He's a very, very brilliant man, very compassionate. He has several degrees: microbiology, zoology, biology, physical occupational therapist. Like, he has it all. This guy is very, very brilliant and just a real passion. And so he currently really focuses on the senior population, on keeping them moving after they may have had a surgery or a fall or something like that. And he's realized that, it's kind of a forgotten population. Over in Europe and Asia, they do a fantastic job of taking care of their seniors, whereas in the States, we aren't as proactive. And so his big mission is to make that be more proactive, to keep them engaged socially, mentally, physically, and and have just a bigger world. So what his goal is and his mission is to build fitness parks dedicated to seniors. He's already built 2 of them. The first one is over at St. Dominic. It's at 2400 St. Dominic. It is free. The units, and there's about 21 different stations that consist of Tai Chi wheels. It has elliptical, recumbent, balance. You work on your memory, some squats that you can do there. That is free. You can go from sun up to sundown. If you'd like to get a class going, please reach out to me and I can make that happen. I'd like to do 10 or more, but I can do less. And we'll just talk about setting up a time and getting you scheduled to go out there. But it's a really great thing because it is dedicated strictly to seniors. You can go out there, and you can also, like a lot of times when my classes will be there, perhaps they'll have their grandmother and the daughter comes with them, and they can, and I don't mind. Like, it's just all about being social and having fun, but it's something that you can do with your elderly aunt, uncle, parent, or friend to keep them moving. It is a great, great program. After we leave St. Dominic, that's where the first one is, we will head to the Health Museum. And I did not know there was a health museum down the museum district, but it's an amazing place. And we start off thinking with some stretching, warming up. We've got lively music. And then we go through the various exhibits doing a little bit of dance and stretch and memory and push-ups and squats. The great thing about this program, it is inclusive and it is intended for everyone. So I've had stroke patients in there. I've had Parkinson's, I've had memory care, all types, and they have a great time. So whether they're on a walker, wheelchair, cane, or completely able-bodied, I tailor the program to meet their needs. And it's not a contest. It's not like a marathon or a race. The point is to get moving, be socially, mentally, and physically engaged.
Yeah, I love that. A lot of people have no idea where we're at. So I'm going to fill in some blanks. Okay. So we're in the 4th largest city in the United States. We are in Houston, Texas, and YouTube is a global platform. So people could be listening all over the world and wonder where I want to go. Where's this park? And so the Dominique address is down by the medical center or the Herman Park area of town, which I would call that like kind of central a little bit. South, maybe east of the downtown area, right? And that's where the health museum is, which is also part of the medical center general demographic. So one of the questions that I had asked Lisa the other day when we were talking was, wow, so people with wheelchairs and walkers and canes can come, which you just mentioned. And I'm fascinated by the ability to be able to, because a precinct, you were saying that the buses can come like a whole, like a residential, I want to bring this up as a conversation, like a residential day program or something can bring a whole bunch of their people and schedule with you to meet you out there for an activity for the day, right?
Absolutely. And, you just brought up something that's really important since this is a global platform that we're on. If you Google Great Age Movement, there are exercises that are on our website that you can do at your house before you get out of bed or in your bed. You can do them while you're sat down. You can do them while you're standing, while you're cooking. We're talking about lifting canned goods and things like that, or a gallon jug of water or something that's even lighter. So if you want classes, do check out the website because Fritz McDonald has done a fantastic job of putting that on the website. So that's really cool. In regards to who can attend, I always say, if you're in the Houston area, and we service everywhere. If there's a bus that will come get you, or if you have transportation, come to us and we'll do it, because we really want to capitalize on the art part and our mechanism, our fitness park that we've put in. So we like Greater Houston area is a great example, like Springs, Cypress, Tomball, Bay Area, Galveston Bay, all of that area is covered. And I think I missed your question. I got off on a tangent. I'm so passionate.
No, we'll just keep talking. So I have some thoughts about that. So y'all's mission as a nonprofit is to put these kinds of facilities all throughout, right, the Houston area. So you're raising funds to be able to put. So if the Bel Air mayor or a resident hears this podcast and wants to put one of these parks in one of their parks, or Pearland or League City, like anybody can have one of these parks, but it just has to be funded. And so the activities are actually free for you to go. Like, so even though people might schedule with you, it's free for but that's why it's a nonprofit, because we are, y'all are raising money in order to help provide a free service for everyone to be able to participate in this movement. Right.
Yeah, and even on the fitness park, there are little placards that will tell you exactly what each section does and how to do it. So it's got some pictures and a brief description of what to do. And currently, we're partnering with Green Spaces. We've got a great sponsorship with Baker Ripley. They've been very generous, and we work our partnership to go with them. So as I mentioned before, we have 2 of them in the ground. One's over in the medical center. The other one's going on the east side. And we have funding for our 3rd one to go on the ground, and that'll be at JWPV off of Navigation. I believe that's further east as well in Houston.
That's awesome. I just can see, that Fritz has a vision of these happening, all over. And I mean, is he wanting to go nationwide too? I mean, if the funding's there, is he going to expand out?
Yeah, he would love that, actually. So, and we're the only one doing this kind of program in Houston, actually, down in the South area. They did something like this similar up in New York for children going through the museums, because more of a latch day after care program, but nothing like this has ever taken place down here. So we're very, very excited. He does have a vision of at least 16 or 17. Since I've been on board, like I said, 2 more have been funded. How we raise our funds is through 2 social things. We do a luncheon that'll be coming up soon. I want to say probably in the fall. And then we have our big gala that's in the spring. And last year, I believe the luncheon brought in over $80,000. And then the gala brought in over $125,000. And those are both, like, the gala was a first time event. So that's really remarkable when you think about that, how many people are so generous. We do have great sponsors like United Health, United Airlines, WellMed, United Health Golden Rule, I believe it is. And the list goes on and on. And then we also have very generous donors that actually give various things. And we do an amazing silent auction where people, if they have a vacation house, they let that be auctioned off, and then other memorabilia and all kinds of things. And I do have to give a shout out. One of our donors is actually another Bel Air friend, Mark Klein from Mark Klein's Jewelry. He
let me just advertise. Wait, let me advertise. These are his. He made these.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, he gave us a beautiful pair of earrings that we brought and we're able to auction off. So he's so generous. Man, that's good. That's actually really
hold
funny.
on. This bracelet was bought at his place. He helped me get that.
I love it.
Yes, right. I'm a fan of Mark Klein and Klein's Jewelry, and now his son Caleb is taking over. And wait, let's give him a little plug. They just opened, I think yesterday, a Katy location. Did you see that on it?
It's not in Katy. It's on I-10. I think it's closer to like Voss area, I believe.
Oh,
I-10.
okay. Is it it the Katy Freeway? Is that what it was? I saw the words Katy. Okay, good. Yeah. Awesome. How fun. Oh, that's so great. What a nice tie-in. That was totally spontaneous.
I know. We'll have to tag him in this little podcast.
Of course we will. Of course we will. Okay, wait, let me go back. I want to ask you some questions about when I looked at your flyer and I saw that y'all went to the health museum. Let's dig deeper. So we know you spend a little bit of, let's talk about the day. Okay. Take us through the 8:45 arrival and what happens. You go through the little, for 25 minutes.
So yeah, depending on the organization and their capability. And again, we will cater it if you've got a church organization, a book club, a garden club, a social club, any type of club. Reach out to me. I'd love to get you guys together. And so what happens is we find a date that's compatible for everyone, including myself, them, and then also the health museum. So we start off at our fitness park, and the current one that we're hitting right now is the one over off of Holcomb in the medical center area. And we spend about 20-25 minutes there. They warm up with stretching. We go through, after we stretch and get warmed up a little bit, we'll I tell everyone, go get on a side of the apparatus. And if you just think of a big giant gym, basically, and everyone will take a position, and then myself and some volunteers will go around. They start doing the exercises, and I'll say, okay, now make sure you're breathing. I'll make sure that they're being correct on it. And I coach them. The volunteers will guide them through it. And we'll spend about a minute on each each section as they kind of rotate around. Yeah. And then after that, they load their bus or drive themselves over to the Health Museum, which is about 1.7 miles. I know that because I drive it all the time. And then we go in, we start off in the auditorium, we warm back up again with some more stretching. I answer any questions that they may have that we just finished that little program. And then this is mirrored with music and the exhibit. So we'll start off in the auditorium with stretching and great music. I think it's James Brown at the moment. Then we get a little Elvis, a little Jailhouse Rock going, a little twisting. We head out to the foyer, and they've got a lot of memory games in the Health Museum to work the mind. So we're walking, marching, and we'll be doing air swimming, and we'll do, breaststroke, and they'll kind of do Running Man. And I tell you, it's just the most delightful thing in the entire world. I always bring some volunteers out, and they're like, they don't really know what to expect at first. But then they're like, oh my gosh, like I can't keep up. Like these seniors are just whipping it, and they are so fun and so ecstatic, and they're just enjoying it. And again, even if I've had folks at the very end of our program, as we move through the exhibits, there's a giant heart there that's beating. I talk about the effects of exercise and cardio on the heart. Then we move over to the colon. We'll do some squats and some push-ups. We talk about the benefits of doing squats to keep your digestive system working, keep all the internal plumbing moving, flowing, and everything. And then we move to the next session is musculoskeletal. There's a bicycle that you can actually interactively climb on and pedal. And then behind it is a skeleton that's doing the same thing you're doing. Like it's actually is moving as you move. You're making
digital? Is it digital? Like it's
no, it's a real. I mean, I don't know if it's real bones or if it's play bones, but this guy's right behind you. He's hooked up to the bicycle.
Okay.
You pedal, he's pedaling. So you're making his
like behind you
skeletal system work. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then we will finish up with a little meditation. Get a little Barbra Streisand. We go over to the brain. We talk about happy thoughts, positive energy. We bring our heart rate down. We do some meditation, and then we kind of bring it all down. And then at the very last, we get Bad Girls going. We move over to this little stage. It's got this massive neon heart on there in the background. And this is where it always cracks me up. I've had seniors that have their cane or their walker. They ditch that cane and walker. They get on that stage and they boogie. They boogie and get down, and they're having so much fun. Pictures are being taken. They're loving it. And it's all group. Everyone's supporting each other. And that's that social aspect too. I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself and laugh at your friends, yeah, it's an amazing time. Then we'll wrap up, usually a restroom break, and then we head in. We have a nice little light lunch, and then our guest speakers. We've had doctors, we've had insurance companies, WellMed's been out there. They usually bring a little tchotchke giveaway stuff. They like that. And then I've also had some financial advisors, mortgage officers talking about whether it's reverse mortgages and other things, because it's really amazing that people want to educate the seniors and really take care of them. And I've always found too, the seniors are really inquisitive. They just are so interactive. They have so many questions, and it's just such a great program. And by the time it's all said and done, we get a big group picture, several group pictures, and they are like ready to come back. Like, build one of these in my neighborhood. Come to us. So it's been highly, highly successful.
That's neat. So can anyone like find out when you're going to be there? Like say it's April, I think 18th, and then like show up and be included, or does it have to be scheduled?
So you can jump on our website, the Great Age Movement. It has the calendar, but please let me know, because if I've got a group that's coming, I know it's going to be 35 folks that are going to be attending, and I have 5 more. I need to know to be able to accommodate the head count, and then also
the lunches too,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
The free lunch. Yeah.
And my number's all over that website. So I'm just like, call me. We'll get you in. If you want to partner, even if you have just 5 people and you want to partner with another group, that's fine. If I have a group coming and it's 30 people and you're bringing 10, we can make that work.
Is your schedule pretty open? Like if I was Brookdale, for instance, like a facility, and I wanted to call you and I was the activities coordinator and schedule you. I mean, are you fairly open, or how many of these can you do in a month? Like what's the schedule?
I try to do 2 to 3 a month. I mean, 2 to 3 a week. Wow. And then it's more of like the Health Museum. So I know during summer times they have a lot of camps. So we may have to start a little bit earlier to kind of get out of the rush. I can say this, that museum at times you can get so busy, incredibly busy, with a lot of little ones running around, and they get so enthusiastic. They join in. I've had seniors from like high school. They were joining in. They were getting down. Like they were loving it. And they were dancing with the seniors, and the seniors were loving it. And you know what? That's what it's all about, because like we're doing movements. We're doing, some bending and some shaking and things like that. And those other, everyone just, you can't help it because it's so fun. The music's blasting, it's going, and it's just enthusiastic, contagious, and it just goes. Like people love it.
I love it. And I always like to say, be the joy that you wish to see in the world. And you got to create joy. And so this just sounds like it's got joy written all over it, right? In this
Yes.
experience. Yeah, I love it. So let's talk a little bit. I mean, one of the reasons that I like to highlight nonprofits on this podcast is because the podcast was created to highlight individuals, like yourself, Lisa, who are using their time and talents just to make the world a better place. And this nonprofit and all nonprofits are serving others, which qualifies someone to be making the world a better place when you're serving others. And so I'm so glad that, you were willing to come on here and like spread this message. But I also want to get the word out so that there's funding that's coming in to help you do the good work and expand the good work that you do. And one of the things that I always think about when it comes to nonprofits is that there's not, everyone can't be Lisa doing the events, so support Lisa, support the nonprofits that are doing the work. Even if you're out there working at your finance job, and then you can just stroke the check and write the donation. And it's an extension of you being able to help, even though Lisa and the Great Age Movement is doing all the work. You're just helping be a part of that supply chain that gets it done, right?
Absolutely. So, I've done a nonprofit for a long time, and I've always told people, I'm like, you can either participate, or you can volunteer, or you can write a check your way out of it.
I love that. That is so awesome. Yeah, can I steal that? I've got
to. Yes, you can.
I'm going to share that with the other nonprofits that I talk to, because that is hilarious. Yep. So I was prefacing that, and of course this is all like kind of natural. We haven't prepared anything or a script or whatever. We're just going on the fly. And I just want to ask you, like, what are the ways that people who might be hearing, I mean, there could be somebody in North Carolina who loves seniors and wants to donate to this movement and this message, or reach out to you and, support a whole park, So give us an idea of the kinds of individuals who can donate, and then where are they donating? And then like on bigger gifts, how do they do that? I mean, I want us to think big about
I love it. Heck yeah, I do too. So again, going to our website, there's always a donate button, and you can donate anywhere, from $1 to 10,000 on up. Definitely, please
buy a park, $100,000 park.
Like we're always looking for sponsors. Yeah. Typically, like when we do our luncheon, we have lots of great donors that come in. And for instance, we have a brick sale, and the bricks are imprinted. You buy them for whether $250 or $500, depending on it. And those are used to lay the sidewalk. So we've got the bricks in there with their donors and things like that. And for instance, someone has donated a section of the playground. So they may have given us, each fitness park is about $125,000 to put in there. And then, like I said, it's got about 20 different stations on there. So you can be there, even if you hit everyone for a minute, that's at least 20 minutes and some stretching in between. So you can get a really good workout. And it's really durable. It's got shade over it, and it's got AstroTurf to make it soft and comfortable on your feet. It's a great thing. So we're always looking for donors. Go to our website, Great Age Movement, and you will hit the donate button, or reach out to me, and we will make something happen to make sure that we're fitting your needs. We don't want to just, we of course will take your money, but we also want to make sure that it's purposeful and that you're getting, it's a win-win. It has to be a good relationship.
Right. And I mean, I don't know the answer to this, and I don't even know if you know the answer. So if you don't know it, it's okay. I'm just going to ask the question, but can like a big corporation like an Exxon have a park, number one, maybe in their name, where their signage says this park was donated by ExxonMobil? I mean, what's the marketing potential for the altruistic, exposure, this to show that these companies are caring about the seniors,
That would be great. If Exxon or Shell or ConocoPhillips want to come out, Bechtel, and say, here's the park, we're going to give it to you. By darn, we are putting your name on that
We'll
sucker.
put a sign on it. We'll
We will
buy
be
a
coming
sign
out there.
with their
Yeah, that is
sign.
not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I can just imagine, like, think about how, I mean, first of all, I remember 25 years ago when I was working in tech, there was this big guy from Shell and he was retiring and he was saying like the younger kids were not going into the oil and gas industry. And so I was just thinking about all of the older community who supported and worked their hard-earned lives in Shell. Some of those foundations and some of those estates might want to leave a park in their, exit strategy. I mean, I'm
Absolutely.
just thinking out of the box, because there's a lot of times when there might be such excess that it's like, well, where can we give to and how can we support? And if you're elderly right now and you're like, well, what can I do? You might want to leave a park for the future, for someone else, like in your
Absolutely.
estate planning, so like we're just thinking. I mean, Lisa and I did not talk about this. I'm just a marketing and I've always been in marketing. And so my brain just works like that. Like, what are the different avenues for us to continue to do the good? I'm doing it by providing the information. She's doing it by doing the actual work and working with the donors and everything. And you can do it by donating.
Love it.
Is what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And we're
So,
very customizable because we are so new. We don't have like certain levels set up. Like you have to give us this to be that. You have to give us that to be this.
right.
We're still so very, very new, customizable. We'll make it happen. We'll work with you. And we want it to be a good relationship. For instance, if you said, here's $10,000 and I just want one giant brick. Well, we're probably going to make that happen. Because if that's what you want, we're going to make that happen. We're customizable. We're going to do it.
We want a boulder right there with our name on it.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, we can Lisa can make it happen, right?
Yeah.
You're a solutions provider. So let's see. Okay. Let's just think, what have we not covered that we should probably tell the audience that's asking the questions? We've talked about the day, we've talked about the audience, all of it's free. It's a give back to that community. Trying to think, is there anything I haven't asked you that we should probably mention before we wrap it up?
I think we covered, even if you come by yourself or you're coming with a smaller group, and I've had smaller groups come, we cover parking. So parking is complimentary. We cover admission. We cover the complimentary lunch and snacks. And the program is all free. So I can't stress that enough because people are like, well, how much? I'm like, it's free. You just show up. But do let me know you're coming. That is the important thing, that there's communication. So I know that you're bringing 10 people or 15 people or something like that. And we've accommodated up to 90 before.
Oh my gosh.
It was fun. It was a full house.
Wow. Well, that brings me up to a question is, what's the smallest number that you need to get out there and do that for your time?
We like to say 10 or more.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 or more. That way the energy's there. Because I've done a group of 5. I still bring the energy. I don't want to say hyperactive. I just have a lot of
high energy. Yeah, you're
high energy. Bring your own energy.
And by the way, you always have been, right?
Yep. But it's just a little bit better when you have a little more people and a little more diversity and kind of get things going well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, I don't know. I feel like we've kind of covered it all, don't you, Lisa?
I do. I can't thank you enough. And I'm so glad we connected because this is just a really gift. I mentioned earlier, I'm not a big fan of being in front of the camera. I'm really great behind the camera and directing. So this is a great bridge for me. I didn't have to do it by myself. I love the questions and I love your energy and I appreciate the passion of you giving back joy and love to everyone and bringing that. So I'm really grateful. So thank you.
Thank you. And I really hope that, we can get some exposure. I mean, the purpose for this was really to get like all the good that's going on out there in the world, to get exposure. So I do want to invite anyone who's listening to us talk about this. If you know of a nonprofit or even an individual, like you can just be an individual that's helping the world become a better place by some way you're donating your time and your effort. I love to highlight those opportunities. So please reach out to me on my website at onenessjunkie.com and then contact me through the contact us form. I just thought of something to ask Lisa. So Lisa, tell everybody what the website is that they have to go to find you and get in touch with you, and any of your social media sites if you have any.
Got it. Great Age Movement. Great Age Movement. Just Google that. It's real simple. It's also very intuitive and super easy for seniors. It really has larger font. It's very clean. It's not sometimes websites can just take all of my energy out of me because I'm like, it's not working. This website is perfect. It works very, very well. It's very ADA compliant. It's just an amazing website. So Great Age Movement. Come check it out. See the calendar.
.org? Is it .org?
If you Google Great Age Movement,
It'll
it's going to pop up. Yeah, we are we are a .org, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Great Age Movement.
Awesome. And are y'all on any socials yet, or is that still?
We are. Fritz is on Instagram. He does a lot of posting. So it's Fritz McDonald, Great Age Movement. He's always doing crazy posts. He's high energy as well.
So y'all are a good match. All right.
Yeah, it's a wonder we get anything done.
That's awesome. Well, sounds like y'all are doing a lot, and I really commend you, and I'm excited that you're doing this, and I can't wait to get the word out and spread that word for you, help spreading that word for you. So thank you for being here today, Lisa.
Thank you, Lydia. Bye.
Bye.